Everybody, it's Nicole. So it's Sunday and it's about 5 o'clock, and I thought I would put this video together because I'm feeling slightly overwhelmed. So I've kinda started packing. I don't even know if you would consider that packing. Anyhow, I managed to get a little bit of my yarn stash into some vacuum sealed bags. And I have obviously more that needs to go into some vacuum sealed bags. I did buy these moving bags where I can use them instead of boxes. So I'm gonna put in things that are not breakable in them and put them through either the post office, FedEx, or UPS. We haven't decided yet. Anyhow, I kind of stood in the middle of my master and looked around and was like starting to have a panic attack because I'm feeling really overwhelmed because I don't know where to start. And for example, okay, so I did take the yarn that I had sitting out, and most of it that I had sitting out, I went ahead and I put in the bag. It filled to the top very quickly because some of the stuff that I put in there were fairly large cakes from Hobie, like the wheel of alpaca. Those are big, huge cakes. And then I went ahead and I sealed it up, vacuum sealed it, and everything like that. And then I took some boxes that I already had stuff in it, and I essentially just taped it shut because I didn't so for example, like my phone cases that I collect, I added the couple that I still had out, and stupidly enough I found a couple more that were elsewhere. But anyhow, so I sealed that box shut. My ears that I collect, sealed that shut. And then so I have a couple of boxes like that. And then now I'm like, what now? Because I have a box where it's a kit, an Afghan kit. Do I just go ahead and leave everything as it is, and then leave the pattern in there, leave all the yarn in there, and then just close it back up and go ahead and shoot that through the mail? And then the other thing too is I am going to go, so I have some yarn that is in the living room and I need to pack that stuff too. There isn't a whole lot of stuff that's in the living room, but it's in piles. So it's the anxiety has ratcheted up to the point where I'm feeling I'm having a panic attack, which is kind of ridiculous. I know you're gonna say this not ridiculous, but I feel like it's ridiculous. And then I'm still trying to get rid of my mystery boxes. So I did sell one premium box and I still have 5 more to go. I really don't want to have to unpack them and then shove them into vacuum sealed bags, but if that's what it ends up having to be, then that's what it ends up having to be. So I'm just coming on here because I'm feeling just kind of what now? What do I choose next to put in a box? What do I put in a vacuum sealed bag? And obviously I have to make sure that these things are not too heavy because, especially with the post office, the like whatever I send through can't weigh more than, I think it's either 50 or 70 pounds. I think it's 70 pounds. So like the bag that I put my part of my yarn stash in, I weighed it, it's 20 pounds. It was a lot of yarn. So I'm like, okay, that's good. If I can stick with that and maybe do another bag full of my stash, and maybe that will be the rest of it, then I'm good. And then and then the other thing too is that here in Hawaii we have to do something called safety checks on our cars. And so this morning I was gonna go do my son's car safety check, but they only have one person that does safety checks at that particular gas station. And so they don't do safety checks on Sundays, which is kind of ridiculous. You would think that they would hire enough people or 2 people so that you can have safety checks done every single day. So like tomorrow's gonna be a busy day because I have to take my cats in for one last vet visit. My husband has his procedure. He's gonna have injections done, and then I have two more appointments. I have a therapy appointment and a psychiatry appointment. So I'm going to try to squeeze in between there the safety check, and then on Tuesday I'm going to ship out winnings, and then winnings essentially. The person that bought one of my premium boxes, that's gonna go out as well. But I'm like, and then the other thing too is with my clothes, like what do I do? Like, is that the last thing that I pack? And then we're selling my sofa and we're selling my TV. So I'm gonna have to list those. So I'm thinking probably either on Tuesday or Wednesday that's going to go on Craigslist. I've reserved our rental car because it turns out that our vehicle that we already sent out on Friday actually won't be coming into Dallas until possibly till the 11th of August. So that didn't work out. So we're just going to kind of roll with it. So I went ahead and I rented a car so that, we have a way to get to Stillwater. So, yeah. My stomach is like kind of doing flip-flops, and I don't like feeling that way because I feel like, did I start in the right spot as far as packing, or do I just pick a spot in my house and just go to town? And I'm thinking that that's what I need to do, is just pick a spot in my house and go to town, sit down on the floor and decide, like I said, what I'm keeping, what I'm donating, and what I am tossing. And so, and the thing is I'm thinking that I may, so like I do have some value yarn, and so I may have to donate some of the value yarn, because it may just end up being too much. I don't know. We'll see. So as you can see, my mind is going like in like a million different directions, and my husband had asked like, oh, we could probably like stuff things into the large flat rate boxes, like the priority mail flat rate boxes. And then I showed him the flat rate boxes for the post office's flat rate boxes. He's like, oh, never mind, because they're not that big. I mean, they can hold up to, like, if you really stuff them, they can hold up to about 70 pounds. But in reality, they don't hold all that much stuff. So the plan obviously is to vacuum seal stuff, stick them in duffel bags. And so the duffel bags that I ordered them off Amazon. I think my husband had me order either 6 or 8 of them. And then those I will be able to send through the mail. And then I also have a couple of duffel bags that I can use as well. And then yeah, I'm just going around and around and around in circles, and I'm getting kind of frustrated and flustered. So somebody please help. Tell me that just picking a spot and going to town as far as deciding what to keep, what to donate, what to toss is what I need to do. And that that they need to go, and that's the thing too, is I also have my resin molds, and that's the hard part, is that those resin molds are on the heavy side. So I'm gonna have to figure out how to box them up without like overloading the boxes as well. So, and I know I'm gonna have to figure out the best way to send them off in the mail. And everything is going to be going go through the slowest way possible. And then clothes are probably, for the most part, going to be going in our suitcases, and then of course on the airplane. And then I have to figure out the bedding. So bedding as in just pillows and stuff. But yeah. Like earlier, I just stood in the middle of my master bedroom and was like, what am I doing? What am I doing? Where do I start? So what I did was I just picked up the bags that I had of my yarn, like all of my premium yarn, and just started shoving them into the vacuum sealable bags. And then of course I vacuum sealed them, sealed it up, put the hose from the vacuum on it, and sealed away. So that part is done. And then I don't know, maybe I just need to go back into my master bedroom and then open one part of the closet and look in the boxes that I have in there and decide, okay, are these items things that we can keep, or are we shipping them? Because there are things in there that I am like, I question, like, why am I keeping these things? So anyhow, I don't know. This is me rambling on and on because I'm feeling really overwhelmed. I can't breathe because I'm panicking. And the thing too is that a lot of the things that I'm looking at to pack, I can't necessarily pack because we need them. Obviously the yarn is not something that we need, but still, I feel like, what am I doing? So anyhow, I just needed to let that out because I feel like throwing up because I feel so overwhelmed. So anyhow, you'll probably see a couple more of these videos as I talk my way through packing. You would think that I would have my ish together, but I don't. I really don't. This is a lot, and it would be so much easier if it wasn't so expensive to just have a moving company move our stuff. because that's how we ended up moving, you know, from here, or from the mainland to Hawaii, that we could just stuff things in boxes and we didn't have to necessarily worry about the weight. I know that UPS store office offers freight services, so but they're closed today, so I may call them tomorrow to find out how their freight services work, and whether or not it'd be worth it to do it that way. That way I can just shove things in boxes and then they can take it away and we can be done with it. And it might be slightly more expensive, but then it is done. Or maybe I'll just tell my husband that maybe we just need to use the moving company that was lower in cost, and just say, you know, hey, we want to use you to move our stuff. Then that way we can just pile up all the boxes and say, here, take it all. So, yeah. Again, like I said, tomorrow's going to be pretty busy, so more than likely on Tuesday, other than the handful of things that I need to ship out, if you are interested in getting a box, please let me know by tomorrow, by the end of the day. Otherwise, everything is going to get unpacked and shoved into a vacuum sealed bag, and that'll be it. I will not be taking it out and reboxing it if you suddenly become interested. So yeah, because it's funny because I have like stuff still in boxes. Does it make sense for me to just go ahead and take those boxes and just seal them shut and with new tape and make sure that they're secured and good to go? Maybe that's what I just need to do and say, okay, we're good to go, and send it off as parcel post. I know, I'm just questioning myself here as I'm going on 20 minutes of blabbering about moving and feeling completely confused and frustrated and anxious about it all. It should not be this hard to move. It should not be this hard. I wish that I could have somebody to come in and just pack everything for me and say, you're good to go. Go ahead and go. But unfortunately, that's just not the case, because I can't afford that. So anyway, I'm signing off until probably the next video. And you can hear me talk about how anxious and frustrated I am with this whole thing. It's not an easy thing to move. I know you guys know this. And it's even harder when you're moving from across the ocean to the middle of the United States. So until next time, I will talk to you guys later. Bye.